All right, so here's a question from a parent with a middle schooler. They ask, after watching the video about the costs of multitasking, I'm convinced that we need to revamp homework and study strategies now that my child has hit middle school. But I know he's going to be very upset and defiant. Any ideas to help? All right, this is a great question. In short, prepare, buckle in, and stay calm. With reason and consistency, you should be able to negotiate changes that may have big payoffs in regard to your tween's academic performance, mood, and overall cognitive energy. Here are some pearls of wisdom to optimize success. First, prepare for pushback. Now that you've studied up on your reasons for making the change, it's time to get started. Keep in mind that the intervention doesn't have to happen all at once, even though you may be anxious to get it over with. Give your child a chance to digest the information. Start with a discussion, and then a meeting, and then the implementation. Before you step in, set aside time for the initial escalation and be prepared to respond to your child's emotional response to the change. When I work with families in my office, I often start with coping skills for kids and parents long before I suggest parenting strategies. That's because when parents try a new discipline strategy with kids, kids often escalate. Don't be shocked when this happens and be prepared for follow-through. If you capitulate to your child's freakout, it'll be far harder next time because you've taught him that you'll cave if he tantrums enough. If you follow through, though, he'll eventually respect your authority. Staying firm, consistent, and emotionally neutral is key. It also helps if you're prepared by knowing possible child responses. These pushback possibilities are offered so you won't be surprised when they arise and you'll stay calm and strategic. If you recognize the strategies they use, you can avoid being pulled in and manipulated. If it gets too heated, walk away. Take your eyes off the behavior you don't want, and then return to the issue another time, which is putting your eyes on the behavior you do want. Possible tween and teen pushbacks include them acting like they don't care with plans and then sneak later. Or they'll justify, lie, or make excuses, like everybody does it. It works because I know everything about everything, right? My teacher says I have to. Or you don't know what school is like now. I didn't do it. I know it's working because I feel confident. Deflect away from the issue. He knows that if he triggers you with real-time bad behavior, you might get distracted and forget to follow through. I call this throwing a fireball into the room. While a parent is running around putting out fires, the issue at hand gets lost and the kid wins. Fireballs can be things like eye rolling, talking back or cussing, pulling out a list of grievances with absolutes like, you never let me, this always happens, or you treat me much worse than you treat my sister. Sometimes they'll tantrum or say something hurtful, like you're a bad parent, or say something hurtful about themselves, like, I'm a terrible kid. They might threaten to hurt you, or get physically aggressive, like throwing, slamming, or hitting, or they might defy you and do it anyway. Just keep in mind that it's healthy for your kid to push back and try to manipulate. You want your child to test things out on you because you're their safe person. Don't take oppositionality personally. Manipulative kids are simply smart, strategic kids. Your job isn't to squash their spirit. It's to manage it and coach them for success. Also, listen and validate. For kids to engage in a discussion, you'll need to listen as much as talk. Lectures turn them off immediately. No engagement means you've lost any hope of influence. Once your child's responded and you've confirmed that they understand your position, or you've confirmed that you understand his position, whether you disagree with it or not, show him that his position is legitimate. Firmly state your intent to establish some sensible, no multitasking rules before homework. Remember that his screen use is his tie to learning and his friends. Compulsive screen use happens because it has real meaning and benefit to kids. If you tell him to simply turn it off, he'll get uncomfortably anxious, and anxious people are often the most defiant. People will fight hard to avoid anxiety. Making a non-negotiable announcement will make for hard going later and interfere with the opportunity for your child to take accountability for positive change. Modeling, mentorship, and teamwork are keys to success. Also, negotiate the rules. Help your kids plot when multitasking contributes to learning and when it interferes. There are actually times when multitasking is beneficial. Some of those times include when you're generating ideas, or you're acculturating yourself to vocabulary and ideas around a particular topic, or when you're identifying experts and networking. Sometimes Multitasking is good also when you're using different formats to learn a topic, like reading about it or watching videos, or when browsing for entertainment. Multitasking activities that have performance cost include screen activities that interrupt demanding cognitive learning tasks like reading, homework, or studying. Perhaps pulling back on bad habits is a good start for now. For best success, outline goals, commit to honest learning objectives, and download time management and tracking apps. Take it in steps. Rome wasn't built in a day.